Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope we're doing great today. Happy Tuesday. We got 16 matchups on this MLB slate today, so be sure to like and subscribe. Check out all my betting links in the description below to get in on the action. Go ahead, turn on those notification bells. And yeah, we'll hop into here. Busy slate today, starting with a doubleheader between the Los Angeles Dodgers versus the Colorado Rockies. Dodgers opening up as road favorites at minus 240. Colorado plus 200 with the over-under at 12. Dodgers coming into this matchup 96 and 59. The Rockies 56 and 99. Pitching for the Dodgers is Bobby Miller with an ERA of 3.97. Pitching for the Rockies, it looks like it is Chase Anderson with an ERA of 5.75. Miller, his last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 2 runs, had 7 strikeouts. Anderson, his last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 2 runs, had 3 strikeouts. Dodgers coming off back-to-back Giants wins. Rockies, they are on a 7-game losing streak right now. Been pretty rough for the Rockies. Dodgers 6-2 on the road against Colorado. 5-0 straight up head-to-head against Colorado here. And yeah, I'm going to take the Dodgers on the road in Game 1. Game 2, we got the Los Angeles Dodgers versus the Colorado Rockies. Dodgers opening up as road favorites at minus 280. The Rockies plus 225 with the over-under at 11.5. And so I'm seeing conflicting reports here. Bobby Miller's pitching in either Game 1 or Game 2. So I've seen him. I don't know. I can't even trust the reports. So he's either going to pitch in Game 1 or Game 2. And so in either Game 1 or Game 2, it is undecided. We'll see who ends up pitching for the Dodgers in one of the first games. I just can't find any real info for some reason. And also, there is no info on who's pitching for the Rockies in Game 2 here. I'm seeing it could potentially be Ryan Feltner with an ERA of 5.13. So we'll see. Usually the second game of a doubleheader, nobody really knows what's going on. But I'll keep it simple here. We're taking Dodgers in Game 1 and Game 2 on the road. Next matchup, we got the Cincinnati Reds versus the Cleveland Guardians. Reds opening up as road favorites at minus 110. The Guardians plus 100 with the over-under at 7.5. The Reds coming into this matchup 80 and 77. The Guardians 74 and 83. Pitching for the Reds is Hunter Green with an ERA of 4.24. Pitching for the Guardians is Lucas Giolito with an ERA of 4.70. Green, his last start, he pitched 7 innings, gave up 1 run, had 14 strikeouts. Giolito, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 3 runs, had 6 strikeouts. The Reds coming off a Pirates win yesterday. The Guardians coming off back-to-back Baltimore losses. The Reds are 5-2 on the road, playing decent on the road here. Hunter Green been pretty solid on the mound his last few starts. I think I'm going to lean with the Reds on the road in this one. Next matchup, we got the Washington Nationals versus the Baltimore Orioles. Baltimore opening up as home favorites at minus 235. The Nationals plus 210 with the over-under at 7.5. Washington coming into this matchup 69 and 88. Baltimore 97 and 59. Pitching for the Nationals is Josiah Gray with an ERA of 4.0. Pitching for Baltimore is Kyle Bradish with an ERA of 3.01. Gray, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 1 run, had 4 strikeouts. Bradish, his last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 0 runs, had 9 strikeouts. Washington coming off a Braves loss. Baltimore coming off back-to-back Cleveland wins. Washington is 0-5 against Baltimore, so they haven't really been able to beat Baltimore here. Bradish coming off a very good start on the mound, and yeah, I think I'm going to take Baltimore at home here. Next matchup, we got the Kansas City Royals versus the Detroit Tigers. Detroit opening up as home favorites at -150. The Royals +130 with the over-under at 8.5. Royals coming into this matchup 54-102. Detroit 73-83. Pitching for the Royals is Zach Greinke with an ERA of 5.37. Pitching for Detroit is Reese Olson with an ERA of 4.13. Greinke, his last start, he pitched 3 innings, gave up 2 runs, had 5 strikeouts. Olson, his last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 1 run, had 5 strikeouts. The Royals, 9-1 in their last 10. They are on a 6-game winning streak, playing very good baseball right now, which is kind of crazy with how bad they've been this year. 5-0 on the road, playing good. Both pitchers pitching pretty well as of late, and I think I'm going to ride this little streak here. I'm not in love with it, but they've been hot, and I'll take Royals +1.5 on the road. Next matchup, we got the Pittsburgh Pirates versus the Philadelphia Phillies. Phillies opening up as home favorites at -190. The Pirates +155 with the over-under at 9. Pirates coming into this matchup 74-82. The Phillies 87-69. Pitching for the Pirates is Mitch Keller with an ERA of 4.25. Pitching for the Phillies is Aaron Nola with an ERA of 4.57. Keller, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 7 runs, had 6 strikeouts. Nola, his last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 2 runs, had 8 strikeouts. The Pirates coming off a Reds loss. Phillies, they're on a 5-game winning streak here, coming off a 4-game Mets sweep. The Pirates are just 4-11 against the Phillies here, so they have struggled head-to-head. Keller coming off some brutal starts on the mound, giving up 7 and 8 runs in 2 of his last 3 starts here, and I think I'm going to take the Phillies at home. Next matchup, we got the New York Yankees versus the Toronto Blue Jays. Toronto opening up as home favorites at -160. The Yankees +135 with the over-under at 7. The Yankees coming into this matchup 79-77. Toronto 87-69. Pitching for the Yankees is Michael King with an ERA of 2.66. Pitching for Toronto is Kevin Gausman with an ERA of 3.29. King, his last start, he pitched 7 innings, gave up 1 run, had 13 strikeouts. Gausman, his last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 0 runs, had 10 strikeouts. The Yankees coming off an Arizona win. Toronto coming off a Tampa Bay win. These teams, they just have a 3-game series. Toronto winning 2 out of the 3. And yeah, with the Yankees out of the playoffs here, not in love with them. Gausman coming off some good starts on the mound. I think I'm going to take the Blue Jays at home. Next matchup, we got the Miami Marlins versus the New York Mets. Marlins opening up as road favorites at -120. The Mets +100 with the over-under at 7.5. Marlins coming into this matchup 81-75. The Mets 71-85. Pitching for the Marlins is Braxton Garrett with an ERA of 3.53. Pitching for the Mets is Joey Lucchesi with an ERA of 2.88. Garrett, his last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 0 runs, had 7 strikeouts. Lucchesi, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 2 runs, had 5 strikeouts. Miami on a 2-game winning streak, coming off back-to-back Brewers wins. Mets on a 4-game losing streak, coming off a very bad Philly series. A pretty even pitching matchup. Both pitchers pitching pretty well in their last 3 games or so. I like the Marlins on the road here. Mets really struggled in their last few games here. Marlins playing well in their last few. I'm going to take a shot with Miami on the road. Next matchup, we got the Tampa Bay Rays versus the Boston Red Sox. Rays opening up as road favorites at -120. The Red Sox +110 with the over-under at 8. Rays coming into this matchup 95-62. Boston 76-80. Pitching for the Rays is Zach Eflin with an ERA of 3.44. Pitching for Boston is Tanner Houck with an ERA of 4.92. Eflin, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 2 runs, had 10 strikeouts. Houck, his last start, he pitched 4 innings, gave up 2 runs, had 4 strikeouts. Tampa Bay, coming off a Toronto loss. Boston, 2-8 in their last 10, coming off a couple bad White Sox losses. I'm not in love with Boston here. I like the Rays. Eflin's been good on the mound, and I'm going to take Tampa Bay on the road. Next matchup, we got the Chicago Cubs versus the Atlanta Braves. Braves opening up as home favorites at -130. The Cubs +115 with the over-under at 9.5. Cubs coming into this matchup 82-74. The Braves 156. Pitching for the Cubs is Justin Steele with an ERA of 3.32. Pitching for the Braves is Bryce Elder with an ERA of 3.63. Steele, his last start, he pitched 3 innings, gave up 6 runs, had 6 strikeouts, coming off back-to-back 6-run games. Elder coming off back-to-back 4-run games. Cubs on a 3-game winning streak, coming off a nice Colorado series. Braves coming off a Washington win. Cubs 0-5 on the road, 2-8 on the road against Atlanta, so they do struggle on the road against the Braves here. I really like the Braves at home. I'm gonna take the Braves in this one at home. Next matchup, we got the Arizona Diamondbacks versus the Chicago White Sox. Arizona opening up as road favorites at -145. The White Sox +120 with the over-under at 8.5. Arizona coming into this matchup 82-74. The White Sox 60-96. Pitching for Arizona is Zach Davies with an ERA of 6.81. Pitching for the White Sox is Jose Urena with an ERA of 7.27. Davies, his last start, he pitched 4 innings, gave up 3 runs, had 5 strikeouts. Urena, his last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 1 run, had 4 strikeouts. Arizona coming off a Yankees loss. White Sox coming off back-to-back Boston wins. The White Sox 8-0 against Chicago. 5-0 on the road against the White Sox here, where they've been absolutely dominant. And yeah, I'm going to roll with Arizona on the road. Next matchup, we got the Oakland Athletics versus the Minnesota Twins. Twins opening up as home favorites at -200. Oakland +175 with the over-under at 8.5. Oakland coming into this matchup 48-108. The Twins 83-73. Pitching for Oakland is Paul Blackburn with an ERA of 4.29. Pitching for the Twins is Bailey Ober with an ERA of 3.66. Blackburn, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 2 runs, had 4 strikeouts. Ober, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 2 runs, had 3 strikeouts. Oakland coming off a Detroit loss. They are 2-8 in their last 10. Minnesota coming off an LA win. Oakland 1-8 against Minnesota. 1-4 on the road against Minnesota, where they do struggle here. And yeah, I'm going to take the Twins at home. Next matchup, we got the St. Louis Cardinals versus the Milwaukee Brewers. Brewers opening up as home favorites at -170. The Cardinals +140 with the over-under at 8.5. Cardinals coming into this matchup 68-88. The Brewers 88-68. Pitching for the Cardinals is Zach Thompson with an ERA of 4.57. Pitching for the Brewers is Adrian Hauser with an ERA of 4.35. Thompson, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 4 runs, had 4 strikeouts. Hauser, his last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 1 run, had 4 strikeouts. St. Louis, coming off a Padres loss, they are 1-5 in their last 6. Brewers coming off back-to-back Miami losses. Yeah, Thompson's been pretty rough on the mound, giving up 11 runs in his last 3 starts here. I'm not in love with him in this matchup, and I think I'm going to take a shot with the Brewers at home. Next matchup, we got the Texas Rangers versus the Los Angeles Angels. Rangers opening up as road favorites at -170. Angels +145 with the over-under at 9. Rangers coming into this matchup 88-68. The Angels 70-87. Pitching for the Rangers is Cody Bradford with an ERA of 4.65. Pitching for the Angels is Reed Detmers with an ERA of 4.64. Bradford, his last start, he pitched 3 innings, gave up 6 runs, had 2 strikeouts. Detmers, his last start, he pitched 4 innings, gave up 0 runs, had 7 strikeouts. Rangers on a 6-game winning streak, playing pretty well right now, beating LA yesterday 5-1. LA 2-8 in their last 10. And yeah, I really just don't want any part of this Angels team, and I'll take Rangers on the road. Next matchup, we've got the San Diego Padres versus San Francisco Giants. Padres opening up as road favorites at -125. The Giants +115 with the over-under at 8.5. Padres coming into this matchup 77-80. The Giants 78-79. Pitching for the Padres is Seth Lugo with an ERA of 3.79. Pitching for the Giants is Kyle Harrison with an ERA of 4.85. Lugo, his last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 2 runs, had 7 strikeouts. Harrison, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 2 runs, had 2 strikeouts. The Padres losing to the Giants yesterday. A bad loss for the Padres, who were pretty dominant against San Francisco. 13-6 against San Francisco, 4-1 on the road. They're playing well. Yeah, now we're looking at a pretty even pitching matchup, and I think I'm going to take a shot with the Giants +1.5 at home. Then the last matchup, we've got the Houston Astros versus the Seattle Mariners. Seattle opening up as home favorites at -140. Houston +120 with the over-under at 8. Houston coming into this matchup 86-71. Seattle 84-72. Pitching for Houston is Christian Javier with an ERA of 4.64. Pitching for Seattle is George Kirby with an ERA of 3.58. Javier, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 1 run, had 11 strikeouts. Kirby, his last start, he pitched 7 innings, gave up 3 runs, had 3 strikeouts. Houston, coming off a Seattle win, beating them yesterday 5-1. Nice underdog win, still getting good underdog value. They're 7-2 on the road against Seattle here. Pretty even pitching matchup, I'd say, and I'm still going to take a shot with Houston +1.5 on the road. That's going to be it for the video. Good luck with your picks and parlays on Tuesday. Hope you guys all cash out, and I'll see you guys Wednesday. Have a good one.